What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on Cade Cunningham and a statement that he made. Right, he basically came out and said he is the best American NBA basketball player. Right, and I don't have, in my opinion, I don't have a problem with basketball players being confident and basketball players, you know, really announcing or calling themselves the best or this and all this other stuff. But I just think like in this day and age, it's these basketball players have gone overboard. Now, I like Cade Cunningham, and if you have followed Cade Cunningham's NBA career from his rookie year to now, you definitely see a ton of improvement, right? And I like the Detroit Pistons. I think the Detroit Pistons are probably, in my opinion, going to be the favorite to come out of the East. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not just hopping on the bandwagon. I've been saying this from day one, man, because I like the way their team is constructed. And like I said, the progress that Cade Cunningham has made is what's going to elevate the whole team, over in the East and get them throughout the East. So Cade Cunningham says that he is the best. In my opinion, I just want basketball players or anybody in general just more so focus on doing it on the court, which he's doing. He's performing on the court, but don't put that unnecessary target on your back, because some guys who playing in the league might find that disrespectful, right? And and then you really motivate other people, and that's one thing that you really don't want to do. You don't want to motivate or be bulletin board for somebody else. You just want to go out there, man, and destroy people, but don't tell people that you're the best. In my opinion, don't tell people you're the best. Just go out there and show it on the floor. So Rob Parker and his co-host, they reacted to this, and they had some interesting look and take on it, which I want to react to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the audio, then I'm gonna come back and react to what Rob Parker and his co-host had to say about Cade Cunningham, saying he the best American-born basketball player.
NBA, as Monty mentioned, is back. You got some good games. One good game, probably the best of the day, is Pistons-Knicks. We know that's kind of the two teams right now that people competing in the Eastern Conference. Cade Cunningham has had a lot to say recently, and he's kind of, two-time All-Star now and making his name, making some waves.
That's right. And he got a big feature in GQ magazine. That's how you know you've hit it big. Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons, a cover story on GQ, and they asked him about a myriad of topics, everything from flopping in the NBA to his high school jersey retirement. But two things he said really raised some eyebrows around the NBA. One of them being that he believes, I know that the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, but he believes that his Detroit Pistons are the top team in the Eastern Conference. Doesn't sound crazy on his face, but because they are the Pistons and they don't have the history of performing the playoffs under him.
You mean 2 playoff wins in the last 15 years?
People were kind of surprised. But
yeah, 2 playoff wins in 15 years. Okay.
The other thing, I just said 3 championships in the last 35 years. The Knicks ain't got one since
No.
Right.
I'm
talking. Is that what y'all said? I couldn't. My headphones tripping. Let me put them on real quick.
I'm talking about 2 playoff wins.
Okay.
Remember when they played the Knicks last year? They didn't win any games in Detroit. Oh, okay.
Rob's a Knicks guy. We know that.
No, I'm not.
No. I'm just saying the Knicks still been searching for a championship.
I'm just saying, and the Pistons been searching for a playoff series win in 2 decades.
And the other thing.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good April.
Yes.
I can already tell. April, May, we're going to be going at it.
We could bet right now. The Knicks and Pistons, who comes out of the East? I'm taking the Knicks. You want to put another pick? You could win your Jordans back.
So you guys each get one team, and then the rest of the teams nobody gets?
Right. That's it.
What, you jumping in on this, trying to take the Cavs or something?
Get the Cavs on this one.
Get the Cavs.
Rob Parker crazy if he taking the Knicks over the Pistons, man, to come out the East. That is crazy, right? But let me go ahead and let it play some more. Rob Parker is losing his mind.
Alex said to take the Celtics.
Let me tell you, you can take that's better than the Cavs. I don't trust James Harden and Donovan Mitchell.
Your point. I'm sorry.
But the other thing he said that kind of raised some eyebrows, he was talking about how it's important to him to represent his country, right? That he wants to be on Team USA. Mm-hmm. He wants to be the next face of American basketball. And he said to GQ, I think Cade Cunningham, am the best American player. So when the reporter pushed back, so are you saying then that you're admitting?
All right. Now, I appreciate the fact that Cade Cunningham wants to, he want to be the best American basketball player. And so just think about it, like the style of basketball that this Detroit team play is like a throwback to not only what the Detroit Pistons used to be back in the 80s, but how basketball used to be, right? It was defense, and it was more physical, right? And so I like that, because, and not only do I think that's good for basketball, but it's a better quality of basketball, because you got guys playing at both ends of the court. Cade Cunningham is a very good defender, right? And so with him playing, both ends of the court, I just think it's better for basketball. This is like a throwback to old school basketball. But let me get back to to the conversation.
Jokic, SGA, Luka, those guys are all better than you. Saying, no, not at all. They're just not American.
And I kind of get what Cade Cunningham was saying. So he wasn't really. So some people could take that as like, all right, no, they're not American, and that American basketball players are better, right? I just think that if the NBA goes back to playing the way they played in the 80s and the 90s and in the 2000s, I think that is more suited for American basketball, for American-born basketball players, right? More so than European. The style of basketball that we're watching now in the NBA is more suited for European basketball players. Now, with that style of basketball, I don't think that you will have like dynasties. I don't think that it's going to be a situation where European basketball players are going to create a dynasty and they're going to dominate year in and year out, like you had the Lakers do. Then you had who had Boston, their dynasty, when they won, their three in a certain amount of years. Then you had the Spurs, and then you had the Lakers again. You had Chicago in there. I don't see, because that European style of basketball is just not. It's not the quality of basketball that you've seen back, like I said, when you had mostly Americans dominating, right? But let me get back to what Rob Parker had to say about this.
I immediately thought, does he get a coffee table and an end table and a lamp with that couch of the I'm the best American player? You know what I mean? Like you don't have to say that. We know you're American. I'm the best player. I'm the best player in the association. All right. And then the reporter can say, Tatum is hurt this year, right? And he won a championship and he's been balling out, and you know what I mean?
Maybe he meant it in a way that, like Europeans not even a factor. Like, maybe, that, not to say that that's true or not, but maybe he meant it in a way that, I'm the best American basketball player. Maybe he don't even factor in the Europeans, so we'll see.
And Anthony Edwards has been to the conference final 2 years in a row, and I could go on and on with a couple other players. So you're better than all these guys, and your team couldn't even win a home playoff game.
Whoa. Is the reporter you?
Yes, I'm
this is getting it's getting a little Rob Parker-ish.
I'm just saying,
Rob Parker.
I would push back on him in that way.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, if you're going to talk about you being the best American player, don't couch it. You don't need to say that. You're the best player. And then if he says to you, because he said he wants to represent his country, so we assume he's from here, right? If he's going to represent his country. So you don't need to say that. That's a given. And then when they say, well, what about these other guys? I'm talking about representing this country. There's nobody on this planet or this earth right now who's better than me. You know what I mean? And could represent the country and bring USA basketball back.
I like Cade Cunningham for that though, man, because if he want to separate himself from, because he's an American basketball player, and I like it. I just think that, just go ahead out there and perform on the court, which he's doing, but now that he has said it, he put more pressure on himself. So I really ain't mad at Cade Cunningham.
That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll give you an example of what I know I liked, and I believe you agreed. I like when they asked Wemby, and he says, as long as I'm healthy, I'm the best player. And obviously,
that's all he said.
And
he didn't couch it. He didn't talk about this and that.
And obviously, Jokic would, most people would say, no, you're not quite there yet. And, maybe Giannis or whoever they might put ahead of him, but he believes that. So I'm with you on that.
Right.
And that's what I like. But I think what Cade was doing was actually so like in the whole piece, a couple of things he said, he talked about, they were like, oh, you having kind of the keys to the city, being the face of the city. And he said, no, I'm not there yet. I got to win a couple championships, and they said, really, you're the man. And he said, no, they've had winners before. So I think, listen, like in totality, I think he's being very humble, acknowledging I'm not Joker. I'm not Giannis or
anything less than that, he would get ripped because Isaiah Thomas won 2 championships.
Chauncey went to 2 finals and Rip and that crew.
Joe Dumars won 2 and won as an executive.
So Cade Cunningham is acknowledging, man, which he has work to do as far as catching Isaiah, Joe Dumars, and Chauncey Billups and those guys, right? Just because if he able to catch those guys, he automatically surpass the Joker, any of the foreign basketball players who have won championship rings. Giannis, the Joker, who else? What's the guy name? Shea Gilgeous. Like unless Shea keeps winning or unless the Joker keep winning. But right now, I think Detroit can catch those guys because they haven't ran away with it. You're talking about all these guys have 1 ring each. So he can catch them, man, and then put himself in that conversation and then go from there as far as like building a dynasty in Detroit. So I don't have a problem with what he's saying. That's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.